Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Inner Miami Show. I'm Brandon Griffin, and with me, as always, is the man who's always believing, Mr. Mike Longan. How are you, man?
I'm. Do I want to pretend I'm good? I don't think after watching Thursday's match, any of us are good. But
Who could be?
today, today we're choosing not to panic. We're choosing to believe. I know some of our fans are gonna be a little upset we did not go live. It's kind of we're recording this in the middle of the day on Saturday. Probably a lot of people won't even listen to us after the game in Japan tomorrow. But hey,
Yeah,
we want to put something out there, talk a
I'm
little bit
here.
about what's happened, what's coming, and then throw out some predictions because I think with changes in the air, I feel it. So, Brent, let's jump in
We'll
and do
see.
this.
Yeah. So jumping right in, first topic, real quick before we get into the doom and gloom, is season ticket holder news. If you are an Inter Miami season ticket holder, I'm not sure about the rest of the league, but you should have received in your emails the code for the upcoming MLS season pass. So check your emails. If you haven't redeemed it, go ahead and redeem it. Saw a lot of questions online about should I wait until the last day of my current pass to get the most out of it? It doesn't matter. I think they all expire on January 29th anyway. So just click the link, get it in there so you don't miss any of the 3 a.m. matchup this morning.
Yeah, and just real quick, throw it out there that past week we did see parking. We now saw the pass.
Good.
I've looked in the calendar a few times. I still see 2 open weekends on the calendar to do this preseason event. So feeling pretty positive about what's happening behind the scenes. It clearly, while the team may be in Asia, and I know a lot of front office people went with them to Asia, clearly left some people behind, and things are getting done. So a little bit excited. Let's at least hope that keep those good things keep on rolling.
Yeah, I mean, if we can be a mess on the field, as long as the front office isn't a mess, I think we're okay. But jumping right into the mess of the Al Nassr game, ooh,
Wow,
where do we
this
even
was
start?
painful. So everyone listening should know we lost 6-0, and we were down 3-0. I think at minute 13, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
It
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 was
was
it was over
it
pretty early.
it was a disaster class. Like nothing went right. I was taking notes. I have two things. I'm gonna talk about the two good things I saw. Okay, hold on.
You saw
One good thing
two?
I saw. One good thing.
Okay.
The only good thing I saw the whole game when there was that cheap foul on Noah after I guess Gregory had
Yeah,
caused a foul, late whistle from the ref. Noah had gone forward, real cheap foul. Alba and Busquets were about to rip someone's head off for the cheap foul. Like they went in. Frankly, Busquets punched a guy. If you watch the video, he hit him clearly across the face. Could have been a red card. Like they went in to defend Noah, and I think that was
love
like the
it.
one redeeming quality of that match was you can see not just the older team players are protecting the young ones, but these are our big four. Two of the big four stepping in to protect our young guys. So that was the redeeming quality of the entire match.
That was it. The rest of it was a shit show. But yeah, I like that because it shows that you have a team. You don't just have like a group of individuals like we've had in the past. Like it shows a good team mindset. But you know,
Higuain was never going to go fight someone because Noah Allen got hit or Robbie
no,
Robinson got thrown to the ground. That wasn't going to happen. I loved
no,
it. I think that's the one good thing you see. Um, Noah has played every minute of these preseason matches, so he's really become part of that team. But I don't know, that's a good thing. Now let's talk about everything else that happened.
do
Uh,
we have to?
I, Listen, we're
I
last
know.
game it was Noah getting scorched. Noah actually had, and we all know I'm a Noah stan. Like I like Noah. Noah had a much more. You want to flash the lineup?
Yeah, we could show that if we have to.
Yeah. So Noah started again as left center back. I think he redeemed his game quite a bit. He did not get burned, but frankly the whole back line just suffered. Uh, Ball after ball over their heads, around them. They're the 5-3-2, the 3-5-2, whatever we're calling this, isn't working. It's clearly not working. The
No.
high line we're trying to run is getting burnt. You know, the only the only match it kind of looked good was when it was Allen, Toto, and Yedlin as the three in the back. That was the
But,
zeros. That was the El
isn't that
Salvador game.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
went 0-0, right? Like that was the only one it looked any good in.
Well, and honestly, like the scoreline looked good in that game. I don't think they looked good in that game. And I question this tactical move by Tata again. It doesn't make any sense. Like it's clearly not working, and the team is so unbalanced. You're just putting everybody into this attack, and then when it comes time to defend, like a quick team is just going to catch you out on the counter. And like we didn't even see the obviously we didn't see Ronaldo in this game, but if he was in this game, he probably would have added another 3 goals with
Yeah,
how
it's
defense
and
was.
just to illustrate how far forward this back line is playing, Christoph made an attacking run to Al Nassr's 18. He was that
Yeah,
far up the pitch. And we know no like who's covering behind him. Yeah, Gregory was in the game, but no one's really covering behind him. And as
no,
soon as there was a counterattack, because we didn't score, there was a counterattack, we got burnt again. And
yeah.
it's just part of it's we don't have the players. Allen is a left back, not left center back. Christoph is too slow for this. I love Christoph. If I was building a team with a low block, Christoph would be the guy I'd go to.
Even if I had a back four, I'd put Christoph in there.
I think he's too slow for Tata's back
He's
four
not.
because Tata's still going to push us forward, but
Well,
he's
Tata,
not.
listen, I'm already planning for the next coach.
All right, so
Tata,
let's. I want to cover by the end of the show, by the end of 30 minutes, how if this continues, how long Tata's here for? Because I would like to do an over under, but this isn't working. I
mm-mm.
have a new theory. So I when we did our first show, I said 3-5-2, 5-3-2. This is Tata's preferred lineup. I'm starting to suspect this is experimentation. He's trying it. He's trying some new things around it. I think tonight at 3 a.m, we see a 4-man back line. I think it's time to switch. This is where I believe, right? I'm wearing, by the way, our friends at Battered Herons, I am rocking their shirt today because they have the believe they stole. I have the flag in the stadium. They stole my flag, so I came up with it. It was purely my invention, and they stole it.
Yeah,
But
I changed the view so everyone can see the believe in the background, your flag.
yes, the flag. If you see in the stadium, I did not steal that from Ted Lasso. He stole it from me. This way I see it. Uh,
Oh,
so
oh
so
boy. We're
I
definitely never getting
believe,
on Apple Podcasts now.
yeah, I believe we're going to see changes. I do. I think we're going to start looking at the 4-man back line. I think we're going to see Frere. We have to. Like, these are the things that have to happen now. We need to see Frere.
Yeah.
It's possible
Well,
we try a 3-man
Freyr,
with.
I don't care about seeing Freyr. I
I
would
do.
rather integrate him in slowly. It's a new player, didn't play a lot in Greece. I'm okay with him not coming in right now. What I need to see is tactical changes from Tata.
So
I
so I'm going to pull the card you did. This is preseason. I
mhm.
want to see the new guy starting to get on the pitch. It's not like our guys have only had 3
I
more
mean,
games than him,
right, but I'm glad. I'd rather see him on the bench. Like I don't want to see him start the next
but
game
I
because
want that.
clearly he's not match fit. Otherwise, he would have been on the bench.
We've got 3 more preseason matches left.
Mhm.
2 in Asia and then Newell. He needs some time to work on that back line, get that timing. And so I want to see him playing. Maybe he doesn't play the whole game, but get him 15,
But
20
like I
minutes.
said, like as a sub is fine. He doesn't need to start. I think our problem isn't like one center back's going to fix it. Our problem is our
No.
coach is putting our players in the wrong position to be successful,
So that's
and
where I
we
say
have such
I
an unbalanced team. It's
so the two changes
clear
I'm
to see.
saying, is I want to see 4-man back line attempt. And what I'm thinking is the return of the Phil Neville 4-4-2 diamond. Like I'm seeing 4-man back line. I forgot to create the diagram show. 4-man back line, a diamond with Gregory at the bottom. So
Mhm.
when Alba and probably Gressel make attacking runs, the kind of you have that 3-man, it becomes a 3-man back line all of a sudden because
Yeah,
Gregory drops back. Either put Messi at the top of the diamond as a kind of a floating cam roll, or put him up top because you put him in the floating cam roll and then have your boy Campana and Suarez up top and throw in Busquets and Ruiz, and you've got a lineup. I think we
yeah.
have to start looking at something like that.
So and I agree. I think we do see something like that, and I think Messi at the top of that diamond makes sense. I would keep Ruiz and Busquets on the sides. Gregory definitely in the back, but up top, as much as I love Campana, I would actually rather see a front two of Suarez and Robbie Taylor.
You
I
got
think
You
Robbie
said Robbie.
Taylor's
I thought you were going to throw Robbie Robinson in there, which I was going to like, yeah, let's do this.
I mean,
But no,
Robbie
Robbie Taylor.
Robinson too. It would be fine because I think what happens there is you have the athleticism that they both bring. Robbie Taylor is just better on the ball, is what a little more
Yeah.
technical because I think
No,
when
I
you run
agree.
that diamond with Messi, like you're not going to have a lot of space. Like Robbie Robinson's good in space, but Robbie Taylor's good when he's got a defender right in front of him and he can put him on
No,
skates.
I,
And so
I like
I'd
that.
love seeing something like that. Um, do we? I don't think so. I don't think Tata. I don't have a lot of faith in
Remember,
him at this
we
point.
played essentially a 4-3-3 through Leagues Cup and won. We
Mhm.
then we lost Messi, we lost Alba, and apparently we couldn't win without those two people. So I don't know
Yeah.
why everyone hated Phil Neville because we just saw the same thing happen again with Tata. Uh, I think now we've got a lot of new players. We've got an opportunity to try things. We have 3 more games to experiment. We're playing tonight at 3 in the morning. By the way, I will be awake for that game. I'll be tweeting under my own handle and possibly under our handle. They probably incoherent tweets as I'm watching this match. It's 3 in the morning.
Yeah, let's
Uh,
just keep it on your handle.
so to throw this out there, Hong Kong 9, Hong Kong 9, Hong Kong 11. Apparently, I'm just like 2 minutes of research. Last game was January 2019 when they played New Zealand's Auckland City and won 1-0. There's no lineups I've been able to find. There's no details. I don't know if
It
hopefully you're following our Twitter. I posted on Twitter and Instagram a little bit ago. They sold out their entire stadium,
Yeah, I was just gonna
40,000 plus
say,
stadium, to watch a
just for
practice.
practice.
Our guys should be able to walk in here and the players should be a little starstruck. This is a winnable match. Now, we've said that
Mhm.
multiple times on this show, but this is a winnable match. It's an experimental match. I'm looking to see something different. I'm looking to see goals. Belief will turn back to panic if we do not score. And I'm saying that now.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. I'm the guy who's like, "Oh, it's preseason," but if you keep running out like, if we run out the same exact lineup that we ran out so far this preseason, I I'm not impressed because it clearly doesn't work against talented squads, and then you're gonna run it out against this Hong Kong team, and if you score a couple of goals, people are gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, it's working, it's working." But nothing against the Hong Kong team because we really don't know the quality that they have or a lot about them. But I'm gonna guess most MLS teams probably have more talent on the field than they do.
I would think so. I really would. This is this is the redemption to Dallas. I'm gonna throw out there. We lost 1-0 to Dallas. That was an embarrassment. Losing here is an embarrassment. Unless I'll throw out one unless if Tata runs out all the kids and Messi. Like Messi, Suarez, and the rest are kids, and it's clearly like we're not trying to win, it's just trying to get us minutes. This isn't gonna happen. But I'm going to kind of put the disclaimer, the asterisk. If that were to happen, we can get away with not calling it an embarrassment. If he runs out a full lineup and we were to lose, this is an embarrassment. Someone posted, I was
Uh,
having a Facebook exchange. They're like, they're talking about someone's firing Tata, and they go, firing Tata right now is like firing a pilot during pre-boarding. And I responded, I've heard of pilots being fired in pre-boarding. If we
that's
get
normally
blown,
because they're drunk.
normally because they're drunk, but come on, Tata's lineup, and
Yeah,
there might be some
but
questions.
no,
And
and listen, I as much as I'm on the fire Tata train, like he's not going anywhere right now. So we're stuck with what we got. I'm
for now,
okay if we lose this game, but Tata runs out a completely different formation, different lineup, different players, then you know, it's preseason. I could probably be okay with that.
if we score, if we go blanked again,
Yeah, if it looks cohesive, right?
yeah,
Like if we lose like 6-5, which is apparently what Tata's game plan is to outscore everybody, and who cares what we give up. But we might be okay, but this is a winnable game. We should win this. I just I got to see something else because the other thing that worried me in the Al Nassr game is that Tata, even down, what were we down at halftime? Like 4-0. I don't think they got the fifth until the second half, but um like, why didn't Tata make any changes at that point? Like, at that point, the game's out of hand. Like, let's put some people in and get some minutes, and then we can say, oh, this is a preseason game. But now it's like, no, our best 11 played most of that game, and we lost pretty bad.
So, so my great point, and I want to jump on that. My number one criticism of Diego Alonso was he didn't know how to sub. He would
Hmm.
make those subs at the 80th minute. By the time the game was lost,
God,
there
it
was
was
no
so
chance to
bad.
come back. It was horrible. Tata looked like that in this game. Completely agree. And then the subs he made concern me. So the
Mhm.
I get it. Messi had to play. I do fall in the conspiracy of there was a Saudi Arabia had something in a contract that he had to get on the pitch. I'm not upset about it. What made no sense to me is we sub out Jordi Alba. Now we've got a natural left back sitting in left center back, and we bring in DeAndre Yedlin, who has played right center back multiple times for us. The
Yeah.
logical assumption was that Noah moves to left back, his natural position, the position we brought him up in the academy in, he was signed on, and then Toto and Sergey kind of shift, and then Yedlin takes the right center back position. That was like what everyone expected when that sub was made, including
When
I
I
think
think
the
you and I
announcers.
even text when we saw the sub come in, we were like, oh, well, that must be what's happening.
That's not what happened though, right? Like
Mm-mm.
Yedlin played left back, which I've been watching Yedlin in U.S. men's national colors for a long time, and in Inter Miami. I've never seen him play left back before that I can remember. Noah stayed at left center back. So
Hmm.
here's a kid who's 18 years old, bottom of the salary bracket, has played every minute of preseason. Here's a chance to allow him to play his natural position in a game that we've already lost, and we move Yedlin there? It made no sense to me. The only reason it makes sense is like, hey, let's see what Yedlin and Gressel do together on the field. But that's never going to happen unless we're in a place where Jordi Alba's injured, which is a whole other story.
Well,
So, like,
what that move tells me is no Allen's a center back this year, and
I,
I
I
don't like
agree.
it.
I think that's what I texted you. That's what I wrote in our
Hmm.
notes. I don't like it either. I love Noah. I think he's done more for this team. He's done as much for his team as we can ask of him, but he's not a natural center back. And we saw what happened in the Ahala game where he just got burnt because it's not his natural position. Hey, by the
Yeah,
way, if we do move to a four-man back line, he's not going to be a center back anymore because we're now, when you only are playing two center backs, we have
yeah.
enough center backs to play that role. So, like, he's not. This was an opportunity for give him a chance to kind of play in his natural. This bothered me. Like, I struggled with this. I texted you. I tweeted about it. Like, this made no sense to me. Besides the fact that now he's a center back, and he's not a center back. Like, he's played
He's
great.
not.
Like, I really think we have to give him credit. I think he
No,
had a
he
good game,
has absolutely. He's
but
done
this one
great.
bothered me. The other thing that I want to
Yeah,
call out that wasn't a sub. Gressel is definitely a better right wing back than he is central
yeah.
midfielder. Like, I think he's played better in that game than previous games. I do not think he's played better than Yedlin. And I know we can make the argument Yedlin's had a whole half a season with the big four, well, big three at the time. He's been playing on this team for 2 years. Like, he's more integrated, so he's going to look better. And
Yeah.
there's fairness to that argument. Gressel is a MLS journeyman. He's played on multiple teams. He's coming off, I get it, a long season. He should be in pretty decent form. And
Mhm.
so far, Yedlin's outplaying him. Like, I
Yeah,
I don't think
I
you can
don't
make an
think
argument that Yedlin's in an actual on February 21st, right now. I don't think you can argue that you start Gressel over Yedlin and right wing back
I don't think you
or right
can
back.
either right now, but I don't think Gressel's problem is form. I think it's chemistry. And I think he just needs more time. And Tata needs to decide if you're going to play him in a midfield role, put him in the midfield and leave him there. And he should
Yeah.
be starting the next 3 games. If you're going to use him as a right wing back, if that's your intention, because he was brought here to replace Yedlin, he should be starting the next 3 games there and let him build that chemistry. I agree with you. I don't think he's played better this preseason than Yedlin, but we know the plan is for him to replace Yedlin if he stays in the right wing back. So he needs to play.
Well, I think there's an alternative plan. I think he's the backup to Messi at the center. It's playing at the top of that. Going back to that 4-4-2 diamond. I
Mm,
think he's the if Messi goes down. Well, let's not even be negative. When
I,
Messi's not playing for us, which we know is now 9 MLS games, we will not have Messi. I think Gressel's been brought in to be that um, play creator that the Messi position fills. That's where I think
I don't
I
know.
hadn't. You and I have never discussed this. This is like the first time I'm throwing that
No.
out there. But I think it's not just the Yedlin right wing back. I think that's the other reason, and that's why we haven't offloaded Yedlin. Not just because the contractually is expensive, but because Yedlin does have a position as right back still.
Yeah, I
Because
just because we've never talked about this before, I'm gonna say I don't see that working because you've got a guy who's never played in a central role, and then you're gonna ask him to fill Messi's
but who
shoes
else?
when
Okay,
he's not there.
when Messi's
I
not
feel like
here,
a
who is
Robert
Messi?
Taylor is probably a little bit more fit to
I
that
don't agree.
position. Benha, Benha is probably supposed to be that guy.
I'll give
Um,
you Ben Ha. Ruiz is a little selfish with the Ruiz passes all the time, but he's kind of
yeah,
selfish in the way he passes. If I'd make the argument, like he wants that ball at his feet. Messi's much more of a
I think you
distributor.
could also make the case that Mota, if he's still here, could probably be a
No,
little more creative than that. Mota's pretty nice with the passing.
I think
Um,
Mota's a box to box. I mean, he's 18 to 18. He's not going inside when he needs to. That's why I think Gressel
yeah, but
could
I
be
don't
that role.
think. But I think when you're talking about somebody replacing Messi, Gressel's not going in there either. Gressel's not a goal scorer. If you're talking
Yeah.
about you want a goal scorer in that position, you're probably looking more Robbie Taylor. Or if you keep Coco, if Coco's still on the team, which I think he probably gets bought out at this point, but somebody like that would probably be more natural to slip into that position. But I don't
That's my
know.
latest Mike's latest theory on the whiteboard is that
I'm not going to
this
tell
is
you
Gressel's.
that's never going to happen because it's possible. I don't know. I have to think on that.
Yeah, like I said, we you and I just not
An
discussed this.
interesting point.
It's just I think they're trying to figure out a little bit where Gressel fits when when we just did that 4-4-2 diamond in our heads lineup, we didn't have Gressel. We kind of had Gressel maybe as right wing back, but again,
I would put him
you're
at the
putting
right
Yedlin there.
back. I
But then
wouldn't put Yedlin in there.
you're leaving Yedlin out.
Yeah, I would
And
leave Yedlin out.
I haven't seen Gressel and this is
Right,
we
but
know some Yedlin haters.
so
We haven't seen Gressel defend better than Yedlin, and that is a very low
no, we
bar.
haven't. And you and I are both Yedlin lovers, and I will always love Yedlin. But I think you bring in a guy like Gressel. Gressel's better than Yedlin on his best day, and I think as much as you're paying Gressel, Gressel has to start at right back. Now, if he goes 5, 6 games into the season and he's crap, then yeah, you bring Yedlin in, and Yedlin's earned the right to come in, but you have to give Gressel the opportunity.
See, my argument is in preseason's your opportunity. Once you get to day one, unless your name is Messi or any of the other big four, you're playing always for your position. And if there's a guy that's better on any given day, he comes in. And the goal is to win.
Yeah, but
I don't think
the
Russell
flip
crosses
side to
that
that
bar.
though, the flip side to that is Gressel is one of the higher paid players on this team, and you have to give him the opportunity to play with the starting team. That's the only way he's going to build chemistry up. And Tata has to stop playing him in the midfield. He's not a midfielder.
But he can be.
He
I
can't.
don't know.
He's never been a midfielder, and now we're saying, "Oh yeah, he's a midfielder. Tata's a tactical genius," and he's
Well,
looked like
no
shit.
one, no one is right now. No one is saying Tata is a tactical genius. So let's just be very clear.
Yeah, well, if anybody
No one,
does say that,
anyone who's watched our last 12 games cannot see that.
anybody who's watched any of the games,
Well, no,
because
I mean, it's weird because you have the Leagues
League's
Cup
Cup,
run.
League's Cup was not about being tactically better than people. It was about having a healthy Messi. Messi carried us to League's Cup. Like, let's
Okay,
not
that's
pretend
fair.
like Tata put all these players in the right position and this and that. Like,
Well, now it's tactics, and tonight,
and
3 in
he's
the
gonna
morning.
get
So
exposed.
in
We'll
less than
see.
13 hours, 14 hours, we're gonna see what
Yeah.
happens because we have to see something different. If we roll out the same 3-5-2, 5-3-2, I don't even know how to call this formation. It
Tata
doesn't matter what the
shit.
score.
That's what you can
Yeah,
call it.
it doesn't matter the score line. Almost like it's just the
Yeah.
same. Like we got to start seeing what we're gonna do with this because this formation did not beat Dallas, tied El Salvador, and got embarrassed in Saudi Arabia. Because I want to call this out too.
Well,
We've had 2 6-0 losses, right? We lost to Barcelona, but that was a very bad Inter Miami team that was starstruck. And I get that. Like I don't know, Branton. Did you go to
The
that game? Were you at the
gulfing
Barcelona?
class between Barcelona and us is just insane. Like
Right.
I wouldn't even.
I, I went there
I'm not
to watch.
embarrassed by that loss. Like that's
No,
exactly what I expected.
like, that's what I was gonna say. I don't know if you went to the game. I went there to watch Barcelona. I went there to see Drive Pink Stadium filled for the first time. I didn't care how we played. I
I
get it.
didn't go. I have no interest in seeing Barcelona
Oh,
or
I wanted to see Barca. That's added to the bucket list. To check it off the bucket list.
pass.
Al Nassr, okay, granted, I think they had $131 million payroll. Ours is like 60, and 50 of that is one guy.
It
I
is now, but Messi was not on that Barcelona
no,
team.
but I'm talking about the different.
Oh,
Like I'm now talking like there's still a gap in quality between us and Al Nassr. Like you can't
yeah.
deny
Oh,
that,
it's
and
a
like I
major
think we
gap.
kind of a little bit pretended it. We can't deny. But a 6-0 loss with those big four in the field, all big four that were recruited by Saudi Arabia, that was embarrassing. Like you
I
can't
agree.
get away that this was the most embarrassing loss we've ever had in our team's history. And now we need to see better. Like that's the that has to be the bottom. There's nowhere up from here. This we believe we're going up now.
Yeah, we believe that we're gonna take on the Hong Kong starting 11, and we're gonna beat them.
We will. We have to. We have to.
Again, I I don't have a ton to talk about with the Hong Kong 11 because I don't know anything about them. You can't find much about them online. Um, you know, I will say this the shots from the stadium though, that's a beautiful stadium. That's pretty
Oh,
cool.
can we also talk about like totally off topic the hotel and room setup the players got?
Oh
So
yeah, Ryan Saylor tweeted
Ryan
that out.
Saylor, they're right on Hong Kong Bay. They're at the Mandarin in Hong Kong, and I don't know anything about the Mandarin specific in Hong Kong, but I know the Mandarin brand, and that is a super high end hotel. They're in the Mandarin Hong Kong. Drake put out a picture. I'm gonna talk about Drake for a second, but Drake put out a picture of him, Yedlin, and Campana doing yoga overlooking the bay. That was gorgeous. I like this. Like after what they went through in Saudi Arabia, I really do appreciate this scheduling that they're going to have. No matter kind of off the like on the field happens, off the field they've got a nice bonding. They're getting a little bit of a vacation, kind of relaxation before they come back and finish the preseason. So I do
Well,
really
hotels
appreciate
like
that.
that probably make the miles a little bit easier and the plane that they're flying on. Like, we talked about the strains of a worldwide tour. I don't think they're feeling too strained. I think they're
No,
enjoying every minute of it,
I think so too, and
and they
I do
deserve
appreciate
it.
it. Yeah, they do. Like they have made Inter Miami a lot of money the past month. Like
Well,
they
I just meant they deserve it because they're schlepping around the world to make Mas some money.
Yeah, but you read horror stories of teams schlepping all the time, and it's not always like this. Like the
It's
team,
never like this.
right? The team is making a lot now.
Yeah.
Probably Hong Kong comp that, just like Saudi Arabia. Hell, Saudi Arabia might be paying for this one too. But I want to throw that. I We didn't talk about Drake. I've got Drake jersey sitting behind me. I love Drake.
Hold on, let's change the view so everyone can see it.
Yeah, I got my Drake. I love this jersey, by the way. I don't know if you can't really see it from the view. It is a U.S. men's national team, but it's a pride jersey. They put it up for auction, and like it's a one of a kind signed calendar with pride. Oh, I love this jersey. Anyway, he had probably the worst game of his life. I truly hope the Zen Master can bounce back from it because you can't blame a goalie in a 6-0 loss, right? It's there's if your defense is letting that much at you, stuff's going to get through. You're
Which
going
they
to lose that
were.
match, which they were. But some of those
Like
was on
Drake
Drake
was
as
on an
well.
island.
The third
At
goal,
some point, yeah, but the third
the
goal
free
was
kick,
definitely him. But
he's
um,
not. But again, someone point out on the free kick, I think whoever was commenting, like your boy Campana could have been standing directly in front of that ball to try to somehow
yeah,
cause trouble. Like again, the team let
well,
Drake
that and
down.
like
Drake didn't let the team down.
no, but like we're talking about that free kick that goes in, and like I think maybe that's the only goal I would attribute to like Drake.
I
Really,
think another one came down low. He could have stopped it. Like Drake on his best days that's a 3-0 match or a 4-0 match. I think at least one or two of those he stops.
yeah, but you're still like it's not like he's making the difference. Like he's not going to
No,
save you.
no, but I am worried. He's given up how many goals in this preseason? Like I don't want him to be the next Matt Turner who just like has great seasons and all of a sudden just
Listen, Drake had shit preseason, not last year, the year before when he became the starter, and then he came on and became the
Yeah.
starter. So, I think my concern for him is more like he needs cover, he needs help.
Yeah.
The
He
man
needs a
can't
better
defend
defensive
by
line.
himself. Yeah,
The team has to have his back. If you want to go in to have your back, you got to have his back. The team, specifically the coaching, the manager hasn't, and that's got to
yeah,
change. And we believe
agreed.
that's going to change.
Ooh, man, I hope you're getting paid for every time you say "I believe."
Well, I'm also hoping this will finally get us over the Apple hump. Like they're like, oh, these guys are helping us now. Like let's get them, on
Good
app, because
luck.
I'm sure some of our listeners have realized we still haven't gotten to Apple Podcasts. It's like the one hill we haven't been able to climb. We're really trying to. So today's the day.
Yeah, we're trying to suck up. I won't say anything bad about Apple
I
devices.
even got look. I have a little Believe Lego. I take this seriously.
There you go. Yeah, he's committed. He's all in.
All right, so we're 30 minutes in. We wanted to do a 30-minute show, kind of
Yeah.
prep. We will do a recording sometime early next week as we kind of see what happened with this
I'm not even
game.
gonna try and give you my predictions for this game because I really
Oh,
we don't know.
that
We don't
reminds
know.
me.
I can't do a score.
If this continues, this run of form continues, how many games does Tata get in the regular season before things happen?
Uh, I when is CCC?
CCC is the fifth
When does that
match,
start?
the
The
first
fifth
one,
match.
I think. Maybe it's a little sooner.
So
Oh, I'm pulling up
I'm
the.
gonna guess that if
Okay, CCC starts are so we got Real Salt Lake, LA Galaxy, Orlando. Then is our first CCC match. Then Montreal in our second CCC. So by March 13th,
so that would be what 6 games, 6 games in
it's 6 games
to
in.
play both of them.
By March 13th is the second CCC match. So on March 13th, we could be out of CCC already.
Yeah, I think
And,
I think if these tactics continue, again, he could change his tactics, and maybe this was the experiment, as you pointed out, and we go back to a more sustainable balance formation. Perfect. But if this can run of form continues, I don't see us making it out of CCC the first round. And if we get eliminated in the first round, Tata's out of here. There's no question in my mind that if we get embarrassed and we exit CCC in the first round, he's out.
I think embarrassed and eliminated are two different words, though. Like
Getting
embarrassed.
eliminated in the first round is embarrassing for this team.
Ooh,
I
okay.
don't care if we lose by
I don't.
one goal. Getting eliminated in the first round adds you have Messi, Busquets, Alba, Suarez. You have those four, and you get eliminated in the first round of CCC. It's a tactical problem. The coach has to go.
All
It's
right.
embarrassing. It's
All
not
right.
preseason anymore. I'm not going to be calm in the.
The takes are coming from you this time, not me.
You did so. If what do you think?
I think it depends. So I think at the end of March, if we're out of CCC, it's a hard look at what we did in MLS. I think if we're somehow winning in MLS, CCC could be kind
I
of
think
remember.
we
So
would have to be like supporter shield
so
spot.
that's what I was gonna say.
I think for the
So
only way for them not to consider pulling the trigger.
so Club World Cup, which the winner of CCC gets the shot into Club World Cup, which that's the prize. There's two spots open: winner of CCC and a CONCACAF decided choice. I still think the winner of League's Cup will get that second spot, specifically if it's Miami.
So I don't think it's going to go like that. I think what will happen with that spot is if an MLS team wins CCC and gets into the Club World Cup, CONCACAF will select the Mexican champion or something like that and put them in the Club World Cup. If a
And that's
Mexican team wins CCC, I think the winner of MLS will
so
get the other
so that's
spot.
what I'm saying. The MLS schedule may be important. Actually, that's more to your argument than mine. The MLS schedule may be important. So if we're working our way well through MLS, Tata will say out. If at the end of March we are more losses than wins, and out of CCC, Tata's gone.
Yeah, peace
And
out,
I think
man.
the club, I think unlike last year, I'm throwing this out there, the club will turn on Tata before the supporter groups do.
Well, you never know, man. I think the supporters, you can't tell with the supporters. You can, and I include us in that because we're supporters too. Like you
I'm
never
saying
know.
I'm thinking just of the fire Phil. I don't think we see a fire Tata banner before he's fired on he gets fired. Like that's my theory is the club, the Moss brothers, Beckham, they will pull the trigger before the supporter groups kind of decide to rally against. That's my take.
And I don't. It depends on if they, send the supporters groups a signed Messi jersey or something. Then we
All right.
won't see that.
I'm not going to go down that path because I was going to say something else. But I'll hold back. So we're at 35 minutes. Thank you all for listening. A short episode. We just wanted to cover what's happened, where it's going. Listen, we believe in a win. We're going to win tonight. And if we don't, please pay attention to my Twitter as I just light the world on fire.
Yeah, everybody look out for those drunken 3 a.m. tweets from our own Mike Lambert. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you again next week.